Good afternoon, or good evening, good morning. I hope you're having a great day. Uh, Today with math, it's kind of similar to yesterday, where we kind of had like a little bit of a puzzle and we had to figure out what shape they were talking about, except there's one little added twist. So this time, we have to find everything that is true about the shapes that they are showing us, which means this square here, this square there, that one there, and this one here. Oh, let me get a better color too. So they're going to say all of these shapes are squares. Circle the words that are true about the squares. So we want only true facts. So we have to make sure we are taking a good look at every shape that we see, and we are only circling what is true for every single one. It sounds easy enough, right? Yeah, why not? Let's go through this first one together and see why they're showing us these dotted lines. So the first fact, or possible fact that they're saying is the squares are orange. Is every square up here orange? No way. So we can just cross that out because not every square is orange. Only two of them are. What about having four sides? Does every square here have four sides? They sure do. So we can go ahead and circle that. What about having a flat bottom? Which means, are they all sitting down flat? No. This one's somehow standing on a corner. So we have three shapes that are standing flat, but then there's one on the corner. So we cannot circle that one. That's not a fact. And the last one says, have sides of equal length. Now this might sound a little tricky for you guys, but just hold on, hold on. They're saying for this square, is every side the same length? It sure is. What about this little green one? Is every side the same length? It sure looks it. And what about this orange one? Sure do. And what about this other orange one? It sure does. So we can circle all the sides of each square are the same length. Oh, and here's a little hint, guys. If it's a square or a cube, every side has to be the exact same, or else it's not a cube or a square. It would be a rectangle, right? So let's see what number 2 is, and we're going to walk through this together too before we jump into letting you guys try some on your own, doing some practice, and then getting into our assignment after that. So let's read this one. All these shapes are cubes. So they're telling us right here that they are all. Oh my goodness! They're telling us right here that they're all cubes. Every single one of these is a cube. So we just talked about how with squares every side has to be the same length for it to be a square, right? Well, there's a similar fact for a cube. A cube is a 3D square. So the same rule applies. They have to be the same length on every side. Let's see, it says circle the words that are true. So we have a set of words here, a set here, here, and here. So they're giving us 4 different options. And remember, we can circle more than one choice. It is not just one choice answers. Okay? Let's see the first one. Have 6 flat surfaces. Well, it's a cube, right? Remember how a cube has 4 sides going around? It's 1, 2, and then around here on the back is 3. And over here, it's 4. And then the top is 5. And the bottom, that's surface number 6. So they're 100% right that there are 6 flat surfaces for a cube. And is every single one of these shapes a cube? Well, they tell us right there, right? Every shape here is a cube. So yes. Make sure you remember those shape facts that we talked about last time, how I showed you that tissue box. You guys remember the tissue box I showed you? It has 4 flat sides going around it, and then the top and bottom then make 6 sides. So they definitely have 6 flat surfaces. And what about purple? Is every one of these cubes purple? No way. No, we have two purple ones and then we have two red ones. So it cannot be this. This is not a fact. What about this? Let's go to this bottom one. They are all small. Is every one of these cubes very small? No, we have uh, two small cubes right there. Oh my goodness. We got another small cube here, but these other purple ones, they're big. So we cannot circle the choice that says they're all small. We can't circle that. Okay, now this last one's a bit tricky. Have 8 vertices. Now remember what vertices means. It means corners. Do they have 8 corners? And remember, since they are all the same shapes, they're all cubes, if one of them has a corner, then they all have the same amount of corners. So let's check with this red one right here. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But we can't forget the one corner in the back. We cannot forget about that. Remember the dotted line I was drawing? There's another corner right back here that we just can't see. But if you grab a tissue box, you can count all those corners. So yes, they all have 8 vertices, or we can just call them corners. All right, now for this next part, you guys need your math workbooks, and we are going to the top, or we're going to look at the top of the page. It says 15-10, because that's the lesson that we're on today. All right, so grab those workbooks, and I'm going to grab the workbook also and put it on the video. All right, if you don't have your workbook yet, make sure you pause the video right now and go get it. If you have it, then you should be making sure that your page says reteaching at the top and it says 15-10. Now remember, everything we're going to be working on this page is we are looking for all the facts. What do all these shapes have in common? Okay, this first one, they kind of give us the answers, but we're going to see why they gave us those answers. So we'll do that together, and then you will try number 2 on your own. Remember, the facts only for every single shape. So it says all these shapes are cubes. Circle the words that are true about all the cubes. Now remember, they give us 4 choices here. There's one there, one there, one there, and one there. And since we just got done working with cubes, you guys should be able to blast through this and see why they circled these 2 choices. Now first, it kind of gives a color option, right? They're all gray. Are all these cubes completely gray? No. You have this one right here. That's not gray at all. It's white. So we can't circle that they're all gray. Cross that out. The next one says they have 6 flat surfaces. And we just got done talking about how many surfaces a cube has, right? And we know that a cube has 6 surfaces. So that's why they have this one circled. And how about they are big? They're all big cubes. Are these all big cubes, or is there a small one? There is a small one. It's right there. So we can't circle that they're all big, right? So we have to cross out that choice right there. Just cross it out. And last one is they have 8 vertices, or 8 corners. Do all these cubes have 8 corners? We just got done talking about it. They sure do, so that's why they have this one circled. Okay, the last one. Number 2, I'm going to read it. You are going to try this on your own. Okay, remember, there is not just one answer for this question. There could be 2 answers. There could be 3 answers. Okay, so don't think that there's only one correct answer and then that's it. Make sure you read these carefully and look at them carefully with the picture. So it says all these shapes are circles. That's important. Circle the words that are true of all circles that we see here. The first choice says they have 0 straight sides. If that's true, circle it. If it's not, leave it alone. The next choice right here, it says they have 0 vertices, 0 corners. If that's true, circle it. If not, leave it alone. This last choice says they are all big. If these are all big circles here that we're seeing, then go ahead and circle that choice. If they're not all big, then leave it alone. The last one says they are all white. If they are all white and not gray or black or anything, then go ahead and circle it. If they're not all the same color, then do not circle it. All right. Hopefully you guys were picking your choices as I was reading the choices to you. So let's go through it together. If you still need time, hit that pause button. So have 0 straight sides. Do all these circles have no straight sides at all? They don't, because they're circles. No circle has a straight side. So we can go ahead and circle this. What about they have 0 vertices or 0 corners? Does a circle have a corner? It sure does not. So you can go ahead and circle that. How about they're all big? Are all these circles big? No, they sure aren't. So we cannot pick that as a choice. And are they all white? Are all these circles white? No, we got 2 gray ones right here and right here. So they're not all white, so we cannot circle that as a choice. That's crossed out. So you guys should only have 2 choices picked, which is they have 0 straight sides and they have 0 vertices. All right? I think you guys are probably catching on to this really quick because it's not the craziest thing we've done all year. I think we've done some crazier stuff. So now we're going to turn to the other side of this page and we're going to go over your assignment for today. Here's the assignment at the very top of your paper. It should say practice and have the numbers 15-10. If it does not say those things at the top, you must not be on the correct page. So make sure you find this page. It says practice 15-10. And of course, as always, I am not going to leave you guys high and dry. I will read you each question and I'll read you the choices. So if you like, you can just kind of go ahead and complete this as I read it to you. All right? So let's get cracking. So first, and I just want to remind you guys, we're looking for the facts that will be for every single shape. If one of these facts is only for one of these shapes and not the rest, then don't circle it. Anything I read here that goes with every single shape, then you can circle it, okay? Just be careful. Take your time. If you need me to repeat anything, guess what? You can just rewind the video. Easy peasy. Okay, so number 1 says all of these shapes are rectangles. That is pretty important, so I'm going to go ahead and underline it, just like I do it with word problems, with all the story problems that we do. It says, circle the words that are true for all rectangles. Okay? All rectangles. No, they give us a bunch of choices. The first choice says, have 4 sides. Do all these shapes have 4 sides? The second choice is, they have 4 corners. Does every shape on there have 4 corners? The third choice is, they are white. Is every shape up here white? The next choice says, have the longest side at the bottom. Do all these shapes have the longest sides, or longest part, all on the bottom, which would be down here? And the last choice is, they are all big. If they are all super big shapes, then go ahead and circle that. Now we can go down to number 2. So number 2 says, all of these shapes are rectangular prisms. That's important. Okay, you guys know what a rectangular prism is. Circle the words that are true for all rectangular prisms. Not just one of them. Have to be true for all of them. So the first choice is, are they all white? The next choice says, are they all big? Are they all super big? The next one says, have 8 vertices. And we all know vertices is a special word for corners. Do they all have 8 corners? If you're not sure, you can count the corners. Helps you guys out there with a little dotted line. Okay. The next choice says, are they all gray? Are all these gray rectangular prisms? The last choice says, do they all have 6 flat surfaces? And don't forget our little trick. A rectangular prism is very similar to a cube. That's a hint. I can't give you guys any more of a hint than that. If you know how many sides and corners are on a cube, then you know how many sides and corners should be on a rectangular prism. Okay, and number 3 says, which shows something that is true for all of the cylinders? All of these cylinders, which ones are true? Are they all gray? Are they all small? Do they all have 2 flat surfaces? And do they all have a flat surface at the top? All right, and that's it for your assignment for today, guys. That is everything. So as soon as you finish up your assignment, make sure you take a picture of it, send it in to your teacher. If you have any questions, ask your teacher. I hope you guys are having fun with these shapes. I know I am. And as always, I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you all back here watching these videos next time. All right? I'll see you guys later.